Hello, hello, people of YouTube, and welcome back. So, blimey, it's been a busy old couple of weeks, to be honest. So yeah, I've moved into my new house. Finally, properly moved in. Gave the keys away from my last place. Still not got the deposit back of that yet, which seems to be becoming a bit of a battle. Yeah, it's been it's been very traumatic, as probably most of you have been through before. In my move, I actually broke my main TV, the one I have downstairs. So I went up to my insurance. Can I get a new TV, please? And it was a swift no. I don't have the right cover. I've got no accident damage, but like it's the wrong type. I don't know. They all try to get away with insurances, don't they? But one insurance did pay out, which was when my phone decided to just stop working for a week or so. So that was a nice £100 access to get that up and running. I've just got that back today. And what better way to celebrate than to make a YouTube video? Of course. Drinking the old Cobra today, and we're not in the kitchen. We're not doing kitchen pickups. We're going to test out the new game room. So this is going to be the new game room. Unfortunately, no games in here yet. Well, there's a couple of arcade machines in here, but this is still a big work in progress. There's quite a lot of stuff to do, but I have done quite a lot in the last week. It's just I've had a few things again not quite go right. I've bought some stuff that didn't come with the right equipment, and then I went and took that. I let them know, and they said come today, which is Friday, and we'll sort you out. You can pick out what you want, and then you can be along your way. It came today. So we've not got anything ready. I didn't know you was coming today. For fuck's sake! So now I've got to get that done on Monday, which is coincidentally the day I get my bed. So currently I'm sleeping on that mattress at the moment, waiting for a new bed, waiting for a new sofa, waiting for new blinds. It's just a big waiting game. It just feels like this old owning house malarkey. But I'm starting to settle down now. Things are starting to become what I need, by the end of the month, hopefully everything will be sorted and I'll be all settled. But cheers. But yeah, if I do a pickles video, I've got a few modern game pickups that basically come in one lot all at one time. So I thought, you know what, let's talk about some of these. So first up, I've got a big pile on the floor here. Right, there's no tables in here. So I'm not doing a good job, am I? So from Pix and Love, there was a Pix and Love sale on. If you don't know Pix and Love, I think they're from France or something. But they do like British games and stuff like that. They're not a limited company, but they don't do like massive prints or anything like that. You can buy them at like general places, and they're all on CEX and stuff like that. So most of the games I got from there was between about £9 to £15 at the most, I think. And the first one was Unruly Heroes. Now, I think Dylan was on about this game for quite a few car journeys that we've had together. And it was one that I was kind of like passed me by. I wasn't quite sure if I wanted to pick it up. But I decided I would, because it was like 12 quid or something, stupidly cheap. So I thought, yeah, pick it up, see what it's like. And as you can see, it's actually opened, and I've actually got a different game in it because I'm currently playing this on off at the moment. This is a really beautiful game. It's based on the journey to the west, so there's a lot of you'll know the story by playing it, sort of thing, except it's a new take on it. Got different types of humour, very beautiful looking graphics. It's sort of like a puzzle platformer. Each world that you go to looks a little bit different than the last. You've got 4 different characters that you can play, sort of like as if you was playing Turtles on the NES. You can pick and choose between them. They've got their own health bars, and if you lose them, they die. But you've got different modes, and on them different modes, you can have them to come back a lot easier, which I'm currently playing through. It's just the standard mode, that one. But yes, these characters all play a little bit differently. A couple of them got double jumps, a couple of them got like floating things. But yeah, it's technically I should love this game. I love kind of puzzly platformers, but it just seems to be going along at a really slow pace. It's not like a bad game, but I'm not enjoying it as much as I should. And you can tell it's not like well received when you look at the achievements. And the achievements on this, like I think after beating the first stage, the only quarter of the people have done it, and you only have that on either really hard games or games that just people kind of like fallen off with. I'm nearly completed this. I'm not far off it. I will do, but it's like I say, I'm just doing like a stage here and there really. I believe there's 30 stages, and I'm on a like 20 odd. So yeah, I'll get done sooner rather than later. Quick swig of a beverage. Next up, a game that I played quite a few times, but I thought I'd get the Switch version. In fact, I have just recently sold this. This is one of the games I sold on the Dreamcast. So yeah, I've had a couple of versions of this, to be honest. But yeah, it's a shooter like that. It was made for the Dreamcast in the later years. I think it was probably about 2010. I can remember when I first started collecting, it was like really big. There was a lot of people talking about it. I really wanted the plushie. That came out on the original game, but I never got it. But yeah, I finally got the Switch. I pulled the trigger at like 12, 13. Actually, this one might have been £15. But yeah, with the Dreamcast version, I just didn't enjoy playing it on the actual controller. I've got a couple of controllers for the Dreamcast. I've got the normal standard one. I've got the one, I think it's ASCII one, that looks more like a fight pad. And then I've got obviously the arcade stick. And when you play on the arcade stick, I think, if I remember, the way the buttons are set up and what you have to do with it, it just became really tricky. It was designed for a controller. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing this on the Switch with a Pro controller, because that's the only decent way to play Switch games, a Pro controller. I hate the Joy-Cons, as a lot of you really know. But yeah, I can't wait, because it's a game that like I really wanted to like, because graphically it's quite a stunning game, especially for like a late release game. But I just can remember just not getting on with the controls, just because it was the Dreamcast. So yeah, it'll be quite interesting to see what that one's like. And again, I think this one was £9, and it just looked interesting. And for £9, you couldn't say no to Nefesto's Misadventure Meeting Norizo. So again, these two Switch exclusives, at least for this generation. So that's the reason why I've got the Switch. But yeah, this one looks like a really interesting sort of like point and click platforming adventure. Yeah, it will look really interesting. So something that you don't normally see. Marcus, one for you, I think. I don't know much more to say about it. I'd never even heard about it until I saw the sale. So I put it in my basket, and then here we go. So next up we have got a game that I've enjoyed. I don't understand how it got so high in popularity. Yes, it's a good game, but people seem to have lost their mind over it, and it is Windjammers. So yeah, this is sort of like a modern day version of Pong, I suppose. Sort of like, and it is really good. It's really fun, arcadey fun, but it's one of them games that you pick up and play, and then you stop playing again, and then you don't go anywhere. So I actually have this digitally on the Xbox, I think. So yeah, this was I think it was like €10. So whatever that is in pound, £9, I think. And if I had the first one, well, I had to get the second one as well. So these, I think, will be quite good to be played on the arcade. 2-player on the arcade, I think these will be quite fun. So if anyone wants to come around and play Windjammers with me, let me know. So talking about another game that will be quite fun on the arcade, and it is Metal Slug XX. So yeah, I recently missed out on one of these at CEX, funny enough. It was like 40 odd quid with credit, and I thought that at the time that was a really good deal. But yeah, brand new for 15 quid in the sale. I mean, you really can't go wrong. You can't go wrong at that at all. So if you don't know what Metal Slug XX is, originally this is Metal Slug 3D on the 3DS. It then got ported to the PSP, and then from the PSP it then got ported to the PlayStation 4. So I'm pretty certain this will be one of them games that's emulated. It'll probably have PSP startup. That's what I'm assuming, because I've got quite a few PS2 games that are like that, that are on the PS4 disc, but they play like a PS2 game. So it'll be interesting to see how it plays. I started playing the 3D version, but I really couldn't get into it, 3DS version, just because it was the multiple screens. It just didn't feel natural. So I'll be interested to see how it got converted down to one screen. So yeah, looking forward to it. Metal Slug's a great game, but they're just so hard. But yeah, talking about Metal Slug, we've got Metal Slug Anthology, because of course we have. Like I say, I mean, they were so cheap, it would be rude not to. I think I sold mine on PS2 for 2 or 3 times what I paid for this. So yeah, can't go wrong. This comes with Metal Slug 1, 2, X, which I think is just a remake of 1, isn't it? Or is it a remake of 2? Metal Slug 3, 4, 5 and 6. Yeah, it'd be quite fun to go through it again on the arcade. Go through all these and get the trophies for them all. I've played them games, we've all played to death, haven't we? But, and none of them stick in my mind which one's which. I really like the one with the UFOs on it. Is that Metal Slug 3? Can't remember. And this is the one that I knew I had to get. And because I think it was like 10 quid postage because it's from France, the rest were basically bundled in. But yeah, this was £15, 17 quid maybe if you want to add it with the postage. And it is Blazing Chrome. Wow, what a game. This is a game that I really wanted for the Limited Run, but I kind of like fell out of love with Limited Run as this came out, and I was saying this is going to get released somewhere else, and then it just never did. It was like 2 years passed and it never did. So I bought it digitally, and then I went through it and absolutely fell in love with it. It took me a few goes to really get into it, because it's a fucking hard game. It really is a hard game, but once you get into it, it's really good. And I think if you go back, once you've beaten it, there's another character that's like a ninja that makes it a bit easier. I think I remember playing it and I thought it actually played a lot harder. But yeah, like I need to go back to this, because this is one of them games I said I'll probably beat every year or so, because it plays like a retro game in its hard difficulty. It's not a long game at all, it just is bloody rock hard. But yeah, having favourite games on digital platforms just doesn't feel right. So I'm so glad to get this in the sale. I didn't want to pay the 40 quid, whatever it was going for, just to get it, even though I own it, if that makes any sense. But like 15 quid, I don't mind having that now to sit on the shelf. You can't see that. Now to sit on the shelf and to enjoy. There's not going to be any videos on these, by the way. Next up, a pre-order from Japan. This pre-ordered to my old address, but I was able to like change the address. How did I do it? I think I got it delivered to another address that was to another shop or something like that. Can't remember. But anyway, it's here now, and it is Zero Fire. So what is this? It's Zero Wing and Hellfire. It also comes with a few bonus games, which are really cool games. Demon's World is one of them, which is horror story. I can't remember what the other ones are. But yeah, like this is just a standard one. If you paid a little bit more, you got a few extra bonuses, but this comes with, I think, a postcard on the back, which that's plenty enough tap for me. They just get shoved in the back of a drawer, lost and forgotten about. But yeah, what are these games? These are two really pretty fantastic games, really. I think I played a couple of them when I was younger, but like it was only like more recent, like in the last 5 or 6 years, that I've probably put more time into it. I think someone did a played that, what was it called, a challenge of, I think it was Zero Wing, no, it was Hellfire, to see how far you can get, and yeah, I somehow managed to beat it in, I think, 1 credit first time. I was like, oh, this is amazing. But yeah, Hellfire is really cool because you have, if you don't know it, you have like 4 different shots that are like totally different from each other, that like you have to use to like go in different angles to shoot everyone, and you can circle through them. You get more at the start, so it's pretty cool. And then zeroing, I've not got the fucking t-shirt on, have I? All your bets belong to us. Anyway, great stuff. And then the next lot is, yeah, I didn't really know I was getting this stuff. This is a limited run bundle. Yeah, people may or may not enjoy limited run. I do, but I just hate having to order, like pay the charges to get a couple of games and have to do the waiting. I just don't enjoy it. However, Dylan came to me and he had some spares. And he sold me these at a great price, so I had to pick them up. And the first one is Undermine. Yeah, I watched a video of this one, and I couldn't remember what much about it. It says it's an RPG at the back, but there's no photos. It's just something cute. I'm pretty certain, yeah, this is sort of like an action RPG. QT, sort of. I mean, just your very typical sort of, yeah, run and hack and slash RPG. So yeah, I thought I'd give it a go. Why not? The next one, again, same as what do you call it? What is it? Blazing Chrome. I didn't pick this up because I've already played it digitally. I think I played this on Game Pass actually. Fell in love with it, and I just thought limited run. I'm not paying 40-50 quid to get it over. But obviously Dylan did give me quite a good deal for this. Didn't have to pay postage basically, and I picked up Mighty Goose. Yeah, this game is again plays a little bit like Metal Slug. A lot of people say it plays like Metal Slug, but it's completely its own game really. It's just that it's a waddle and gun. You like waddle along. You have like this really, it feels very unique because you are basically a goose running around shooting at everyone. Sort of part tank, part goose. I can't even really see the back of the screenshots. It's so dark in here. It needs sort of lighting out. But yeah, if you've not played this game, honestly, get this downloaded. This is on sale on a lot of platforms, so it's definitely one worth picking. So this is now it's going to be on my shelf now, proud as punch to say, look, I've honoured it. Next one, didn't really know much about this one, but it looked really interesting, and it is called The Wine. Horror Tales, The Wine. And I love a horror game, I really do, and don't know if you can see the cover there, but it does look really interesting. That's all I can say about it because I don't know much about it, but yeah, one I really looking forward to. But the 2 games that I had to get because they're so good, when Dylan showed me what he's got, again, I have to make a little bit of a bundle, don't we? And it is Full Throttle. So this is Lucasfilm's games. Heard about this growing up, but I think I got point and clicked out by the time this came out, to be honest. And it just looked a little bit too fancy. I didn't like fancy games. I liked pixel art games, and I'm sure there was a lot of 3D in there, but no, it's not. It looks a bit less 3D than I remember on the back of it. But yeah, I actually recently played this 4 or 5 years ago on the Vita for the first time, and I really enjoyed it. This is quite a cool point and click adventure, one that I never really thought I would have liked. But yeah, from 1995, Jesus Christ, it's nearly 30 years old. That's scary because this is like to me this is a late release point and click game. But yeah, really cool. Guy on a motorcycle, point and click. So yeah, now that one didn't stand in my mind as much as the next one. Day of the Tentacle. Had to get this. I was very close to ordering this anyway, just because Day of the Tentacle is one of my absolute favourite games ever. It really is. I've played this so many times. I can remember Alan, Big Game Alan, he told me that he played this, and I was like so pleased, and he was like, oh well, I just used a walkthrough so I could get all the achievements, and I was like, it broke my heart, honestly. Someone playing this just to get achievements, oh my god, it just hurts me. This is my kind of humour, just wacky, sort of sci-fi, just fantastic, everything about it. Really enjoyed listening to Pete on a Retro Tips. 2.5 hours long, took me about 4 goes to go through it, documentary about this, and just listening to people, what they remember, about how they made it all and stuff like that, like little bits of like how they did the animation and stuff like that, and like about the memory that they could add and what they couldn't, and what people went on to. Yeah, so I've played this so many times, I can't even count. I've even played the unofficial remake, which is called Return of the Tentacle, Episode 1. Unfortunately, they've not completed and done an Episode 2 yet, not that I know of, but yeah, fully voiced, and it just looks like it was made by the original cast. Yeah, if you get a chance, I think it's on itch.io, so you can download it if it's not been taken down. It was quite a few years ago when that came out. But yeah, well recommend playing this, well recommend playing the fan sequel, fantastic. And do you know what? This is the one time that I would have loved to have the Xbox version, because Limited Run did an Xbox version with a green box, and it just absolutely suits the game to a T, looks fantastic. But yeah, this is, again, it's a weird bundle, this, because it's a lot of games I played and I'm just buying just to put on the shelf, just to say I played them. I've got just like, you know, a physical, tangible memory of these games. But yeah, I'm sure I've got some more games somewhere. I just can't remember, but if I do, I'll find them, no doubt. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching. Next video, probably a few more weeks. I think I've got quite a lot of this game room to do. I've got stuff to show. It's just getting to them because they're all in boxes at the moment. So anyway, thanks for watching and listening to me ramble about games that I don't need at all. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you later. Bye. Well, I've got to go turn this off now. Give me a second.